In the meantime, 18 political parties have been able to beat last Thursday's deadline given by the Independent National Electoral Commission to produce presidential candidates. Parties that have produced their standard bearers include the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, the main opposition People's Democratic Party, the Labour Party, and the New Nigerian People's Party. Others are the Allied People's Movement, All Progressives Grand Alliance, People's Redemption Party, African Action Congress, Social Democratic Party, African Democratic Congress, National Rescue Movement, Zenith Labour Party, Accord Party, Action Alliance, Young Progressives Party, and Boot Party. Meanwhile, today's Democracy Day celebrations had been cancelled by the Ondo State government in honor of the victims of the recent terrorist attack on a Catholic church in the state. Governor Rotimi Akeredolu says the cancellation is to enable the people of Ondo State mourn their loved ones who lost their lives in the horrific attack. St. Francis Catholic Church in Owo was attacked by gunmen on June the 4th, with at least 40 people killed and over 60 persons injured. The federal government claims the attack was masterminded by the Islamic State West African province. The Governor Akeredolu countered that by saying that the conclusion was too hasty. The governor says ISWAP is yet to take responsibility for the attack, and the identity of the perpetrators is still unknown. We're now being joined by David Mbamara, a retired military intelligence officer and a former governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party in Imo State, for a bit more focus on the terrorist attack in Owo, Ondo State, as well as the unfolding political process. Welcome to the program, Captain Mbamara, retired.
Thank you so very much.
Good to have you on the program.
My pleasure.
Let's start with June 12th, Democracy Day. The president this morning delivered an address in which he raised a number of issues and he restated his administration's commitment to the security and welfare of the Nigerian people. But you have in Ondo State, where there was an attack on worshippers last Sunday, about a week ago today, and the governor is saying in Ondo State they are not celebrating June 12th. They are not observing any public holiday because the unwarranted, heinous, evil, criminal attack on persons who had gone to church to exercise their right to assemble, to worship, to have the freedom of religion, have been abbreviated, even in the democratic dispensation. What are your thoughts on this? Is this a moment for celebration or a moment for lamentation and regret?
Well, this is a moment for regret and also a moment to celebrate. A moment to celebrate in the sense that for the first time in recent Nigerian political history, Nigerians are now awake. There is something people have been missing, and that is the reoccurrence of political development in Nigeria every 30 years. Recall in 1963, Nigeria became a republic. The mishandling of the election of 1964 led to the crisis in the West, which led to the coup of 1966, and the counter-coup of 1967. And it was that counter-coup, the coup and counter-coup, that led to the civil war that lasted in 1970. Another 30 years, this time 1993, there was a free and fair election in Nigeria, won by Chief MK Abiola, on whose memory the president made a broadcast today to Nigerians. Nigerians gave MK Abiola their mandate, unequivocally. And the leadership, those who appropriated to themselves the position of God in the Nigerian system, decreed otherwise against the wishes of the overwhelming majority of Nigerians. And that crisis of 1993, that annulment is exactly what Nigeria is suffering today. 30 years again, election 2023, Nigerians have been galvanized. When we analyze the Nigerian political scenario from the position of ethnic and religious perspective, especially among the two big parties, or so-called big parties, we don't put into cognizance the pains of the people at this hour. The strike that has kept our children, who are young adults and voters, at home for a very long time. The naira, the collapse of the naira, 620 naira to $1. The absence of infrastructural development in Nigeria. That this group, these children that were born post-1993, who did not see the Abiola election annulment, are now mature people who will vote, and they constitute majority of Nigerians who are going to have their say in this election. That is why there is pressure on INEC. There is overwhelming pressure on people to come and to go and register throughout the country. Analyzing this election from the perspective of APC PDP, we prove the analysts wrong at the end of time. Then why do I say that it is something to celebrate? The president, through the new Electoral Act, has given Nigerians a sense of belonging, has made Nigerians to now know that that their votes can count by the elimination of the collation centers, both at the ward and the local government levels. So this elimination and the fact that the election will now be transmitted electronically from the polling unit is plus the message of Peter Obi, which resonates with the people, especially the young, who are at home languishing for months now, is responsible for the surge in people going for their PVCs. And any attempt, God forbid, by those who arrogate to themselves the powers to direct the affairs of the country, to mismanage this by next year, will also lead to the same result of 1963 and 1993. And it is better those who are in charge of affairs, traditionally and spiritually, take note of this 30 years recurrent decimal, that yet it is another 30 years in Nigeria. And that there is another build-up by the people of Nigeria. The Nigerian spirit, the pan-Nigerian spirit, is now alive again. It's now alive again.
Okay, you are, sounding a note of caution that there is a 30-year cycle of negative disruption in
political development.
Yes, in Nigerian history. But President Muhammadu Buhari this morning told Nigerians that the signs are positive, that the transition process so far has gone very well, that the politicians have behaved very well, that everything is in a good place, and the campaign is issues-based and all of that. But the quest of the Southeast for a Southeastern presidency has not really been addressed by the two major political parties. Akin Oshitokun, our guest, before you came in, said, well, Peter Obi, who is the standard bearer of the Labour Party, is a big factor. But even the Ohaneze Ndigbo and Igbo leaders of thought, they are talking about how to engage with PDP and APC, Atiku and Tinubu. They are not talking about the Igbo candidates that have emerged as standard bearers, whether it's from Delta State, Dumebi Kachiku of the ADC, or Anyadike of the NRM, or even Peter Obi of the Labour Party, or Dan Awanyamu of ZLP, or Abuga, that has Justice Peter Umeadi, Justice Umeadi emerged as the standard bearer of Apuga. And he's there, but nobody is talking about him. Even Igbo leaders are talking about Atiku and Tinubu. Well, so what do you see? Where are the positive signs for Ndigbo?
No, just like you have Abiola running, you have Tinubu as the standard bearer for APC. Within the West, you have Abiola, MK Abiola's son, running for president. PRP. There are 4 other Yoruba presidential candidates. In the East, there are also 5. In the North, we have 4, if you analyze it. Then from the from the South, you have about 2. On the whole, you have 18. So those, as nobody is talking about Kola and these other people in the West. In the East, nobody is also talking about Dan and Wanyangu and the rest. What Nigerians know today are P2B, Atiku Abubakar, and Tinubu. They are the people, the attention that has caught the attention of Nigeria. To that extent, I agree with Mr. President. But to the extent that being satisfied with the conduct of the politician in the primaries, I don't agree. Because what I witnessed, what I saw in both APC and PDP primaries were nothing but bazaar. It was a total bazaar. It was a cash and carry business. As for addressing the issues, they gloss over the issues. For example, the standard bearer of APC, the major thing he is known for in his campaign is that this is my turn. A turn-by-turn mentality. That this is the agreement I had with Mr. President, and as he's finishing this turn, and this is my turn. And we are talking of a Nigeria at the point of precipice. We are talking of Nigeria at the point of caving in. We are talking of there must be a Nigeria before you talk of turn. How long can this country hold forth with what happened in Owo? And it is not just in Owo. By this time last Sunday, when that dastardly act took place, there was also an attack in Kwara. There was an attack in Kaduna. 3 days after, there was another attack in Kaduna, southern Kaduna. We have gotten to a situation where life does not matter. We have gotten to a situation where $1 is to 620 naira. And we are not talking. And we are talking of ethnicity, we are talking of religion, Muslim ticket, as if there is no problem. There is a problem, there is a challenge. For you to go to Kaduna by road now is a challenge. For you to go to Lokoja from Abuja is a big challenge. For you to go to Benin on the road is a big challenge. And this is the country we have now. Our children are at home. My son is one of those affected. He's at home. And we are pretending as if all is well. Certainly all is well, not well with Nigeria. And it is important. I'm happy. The good thing about the development is that the youths have come out. And I want to congratulate PDP for what they did against the Southeast. Because if PDP did not deny the Southeast the presidential ticket, the Southeast wouldn't have woken up. If you look at the number of registration from the Southeast, it is amazing. Because the Southeast are not used to politics. They are buying and selling. They go to all the Southeast and wherever the Igbos reside in Nigeria, there is an upsurge in the registration for voters. And what is the cause of it?
Would that make a difference? What difference will it make?
It will make a difference in the sense that that is the base of P2B.
Will it produce an Igbo president?
We are not talking of Igbo president here. We are talking of quality president. And this ethnicity and tribalism is one of the factors the ruling elite have always used to divide Nigerians and to destroy every attempt at building Nigeria. Because if you have a good Nigeria, if you have a responsible, justiciable Nigeria, they won't be in business. Nigeria today is their business. And they don't want anything that will grow. When Abiola came, there was an attempt, even in Nadeko, there was an attempt to paint Nadeko as a pan-Yoruba movement. It was not. And this time again, because P2B is creating wave, especially among the youths who are thirsty for good leadership, who want a Nigeria of their own. Ruben, I remember those days when I will leave Lagos by 12 midnight or 1 a.m. and I will drive to the east. I remember sometimes driving just to enjoy the nature of Nigeria, the peaceful atmosphere God has blessed this country with. We drive by night. I am my friends. Where is that Nigeria? London is not better in terms of environment than Jos. It's not better than Jos. I remember the Sherry Mountains. I remember the beauty of this country. But nobody moves now. Where is our Nigeria? And the youths are angry and determined to claim their country. And my word to the youth is that don't listen to your parents. Don't allow them to preach tribalism. Don't allow the youth tribalism to break you people. Go for Nigeria. Go for your country. The youth of Nigeria must get up. Go for your country. There will be a country before you talk of ethnicity, before you talk of religion. We have had our time. When I was in the university, Ruben, My school fees was 190 naira per session. I read the University of Port Harcourt. Nyesowike was my classmate, political science and public administration. 190 naira. And before us, those who came before us were a product of scholarships. They were trained free by this country. And before they could come out, they were given jobs. And today, what is happening to our own children? They send their children abroad, and here they lock our children at homes. And there is no feelings. I'm happy with the PVC revolution going on. And nobody, remember, nobody should for any reason try to trivialize what is happening in Nigeria.
So you think INEC should extend the deadline for registration of PVC?
Please, they should. They should.
Okay.
What is happening is positive, politically speaking.
Okay, you retired as an officer of the Directorate of Military Intelligence.
Yes, please.
Security is a big issue today. President Buhari says his government is committed to the protection of Nigerians. But we had that incident in Owo and the other incidents that you referred to. But the National Security Council, a few days ago, said, well, you could see the imprint of ISWAP, Islamic State of the West African province. Some analysts have said this is not true. Even the governor of Ondo State says this is not true, that government is jumping to conclusion. What do you think? And what do you think we need to do that we're not doing to make this environment secure for all citizens and everyone residing in this territory called Nigeria?
Well, the presidential speech this morning, I listened to it with rapt attention. And later I read it on paper and I went through it. Mr. President, frankly, has failed this country security-wise. The truth is that for over 7 years he has been in power. And he has less than 1 year to go. And the security situation under his watch has gone from bad to worse. And there is nothing he doesn't even have the political will. The most important thing is that the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria does not have the political will. I retired, yeah, you mentioned my CV. I retired as a military intelligence officer. This is not the army, the Nigerian army, that I served and retired 21 years ago. This is not, this army is properly trained, this army is gallant, this army is beautiful. Nigeria has one of the best armies. But the political will to use the army correctly to be able to protect the life and property of Nigerians is what is lacking. Because the president, the first charge of the Nigerian constitution, the welfare and security of the people is the primary, not secondary, not tertiary, is the primary concern of government. And at this point, just some few months to go, you are telling us what are you doing? They know what is happening. And until this government loses power, if Nigerians make the mistake of returning this government in power by any form or means, this thing will continue. The best way is to have a clean break. Let us start afresh to build this country. And to let them know that this country is ordained by God. And nobody can come and use one ethnic or one religious consideration trying to create what there is, to create what is not. It has failed, the agenda has failed, and they should accept that it has failed. Let's rebuild Nigeria. Let's rescue Nigeria. This country is too beautiful. We are the blessing to the black world. But today we are embarrassing Africa and embarrassing the black world. Where is that Nigeria that stood against Britain during the apartheid struggle? Where is the Nigeria that gave him back against Britain? Where is the Nigeria that provided everything that was needed by South Africa, in order for South Africa to be liberated? Today, you can't even see the picture of Nigeria in foreign affairs. Nigeria is no longer a leader in West Africa. Nigeria is no longer a leader in Africa. Nigeria is not a leader in global matters. Nobody consults us for everything. We have never had it this terribly bad. And the youth of this country should ask questions. Go to Google, look up, just Google your country and see the strength and beauty of your nation. Then you double your efforts towards registering and make sure that you flush away these people who have destroyed the country.
You once ran for gubernatorial election on the platform of the Social Democratic Democratic Party
yes,
in Imo State. You are currently the Southeast coordinator of the National Rescue Movement,
yes.
right?
Rescue Nigerian Project.
Rescue Nigeria Project, okay. NRM, that's a political party, right? Yes. Okay. Now, when you look at all the presidential candidates that have emerged, who will be your choice? I mean, don't just describe. Who, your shortlist, and who you think can best make a difference in Nigeria, and how should that difference be?
In terms of preparedness to govern the country, I rate Peter Obi as first, followed by Barrister Ademola, the SDP presidential candidate. He's a very bright...
Adebayo.
A very bright...
Adebayo, yes. That's his last name, yes.
Wale Adebayo. Very brilliant lawyer. He's a young man that is ready to run. And that is why I want to also plead to the media. Please, run with the Nigerian people. These people that throw their CVs, and they have been in power for so many, and where are we? Former this, former that. The question is, where are we? Where did you lead Nigeria to? Where was Nigeria before you intervened and you went into government? And where did you leave Nigeria? So, these two characters, and incidentally, they're from South. I don't know the barrister very closely, but I've had cause to listen to him over time. There was a day, I think last week, you interviewed him here. Yeah, and I also watched his clip. Yes, I also watched his clip on channels. I also watched him address the SDP convention in Abuja, because I was in Abuja. Now, but for the equity, justice, like late Ambassador Lamido, former permanent secretary of Nigeria in the United Nations, Sule Lamido.
Sule Lamido is still alive.
No, it's not that. It's not the former governor.
Okay.
I've forgotten his name. Okay. He led the Northern Elders. Immediately, Buhari was elected president. And he told Buhari, to his face, for you to succeed, number one, justice. Number two, justice. Number three, justice. Ruben, Nigeria was created by God and it stands on 3 legs. Nigeria was created by God to stand on 3 legs. By this time, 1993, the Igbos carried M. Abiola on their head. Ivan Enwerem was the governor of Imo State. NRC. M. Abiola defeated Tofa of NRC inside the government house over. What are you talking about? Our Yoruba brothers should show reciprocity. Should come. Let us build this country, not based on individual ambition. If you look at the 3 leading presidential candidates, Ruben, you know where this you know who to pick. And that's the truth. Nigeria is impressive. Nigeria is endangered. Nigeria is endangered. These people have tried their best. Let them allow the youth to pick a president of their choice who will be able to remold this country. We can still catch up with others. But if we, by any reason, do it the way we did it 1963, what happened thereafter will happen in Nigeria. We do it the way Nigeria did it 1993. What happened after that will happen in Nigeria. Let by 2023, Nigeria should be conscious of this 30 years revolving circle and be careful not to go that way again, because the consequences has never been good for Nigeria. The first one led to civil war. The second one led to the death of Abiola. And the crisis is still on till today, because if Abiola had been allowed to rule this country wouldn't have been in this mess.
Well, on that note, Captain, I would like to thank you very much for joining us on This Day Live, the Sunday Talk Show.